Oh no, another AI art video. Hello, ladies and lords. Today I'm going to talk about AI art. I saw something on DeviantArt that kind of made me go, okay? And it's not every day that I read something upsetting and my brain switches to Spanish. So I'm gonna try to make it as quick as possible, and I do apologize because I don't have any art to share. So this channel says writing, drawing, games. These are the things that I hold dear to me, kind of like how Golem and Smeagol held on to that ring. It's precious to me. So here's where I wrestle with the idea of AI art. One is that it's not AI art, it's engineer generated, and its lifeblood includes taking references of other known art and specific syntax and code to convert an image based off the input received. If anything, I would call it a self-modulated art, like a self-checkout or 1,000 filters over an existing layer art. I know, I already sound like I hate it. So here's where I think it's also a necessity. And forgive me if I'm always using art, games, and drawing as a reference, but I'm the kind of individual who I only speak from experience, so I don't want to say something that is untrue or make up things. Say you're starting out as a writer and you want to self-publish, but you also need a book cover and you don't want to buy a pre-made cover, nor do you have the money to hire an artist for a cover. So you run into these AI art websites. For only a fraction of the cost, you can get a competitive book cover to attract the eye for a potential reader. Do we stomp on the person's dream because they should have hired an artist? I think not. If you're a student, or you're a writer, and you use Grammarly and ProWriting Aid to help polish your manuscript, and you don't always hire an editor because it sometimes costs too much, should we stomp on your work? The truth that may be hard to digest is that AI art isn't going to leave, and I'm not making this video in hopes that everything stops. And I hold back my punches because I get why people really need it. I can empathize with that. Authors want to show the readers how their characters look like. While there are many affordable artists out there, most of these specific people want a Leonardo da Vinci one. They want it to look like it was just out of the gallery. Cool, I get it. So in fairness, I think artists and people who hire artists should have a stamp on their art piece with like a golden star that says certified. This has been made by a human. Give credit where credit is due. Or am I wrong? But Miriam, I worked hours to perfect my AI art, so keep your nose out of it. Okay, so do I when I have to choose the right font for a book title so that it is right for the genre that I'm writing. And have you ever formatted a book? It takes hours upon hours. Those are the things that I saw people were arguing about on Twitter is, but it's more than just generated. It takes tweaking. If you know anything about Photoshop, if you've played The Sims, you know what tweaking is. You shift things, you influence a percentage or a number to go this way so you can get what you want, what the result should be. I get it. And this is the bad rep that digital artists will get from traditional artists, and that is, you can alter that. Yes, I can alter that. I don't know any artist that does traditional art that makes their own paint and makes their own brushes and makes their own canvas. They buy them from people who already made them. You get what I'm... So why am I making this video? Well, there are some things that really peeve me off. And my main thing is that these corporations are willing to get your bottom dollar at the cost of anyone that is beneath them. They will do anything to make money first before asking questions. They do not care what happens after. Kind of like making plastic. recycling sucks, and we as consumers either recycle or we just shoot the plastic bottle over some highway or river. But we never really look at what it does in the ecological sense. We don't look at the factories that make them. So why should they be responsible for something they make if we are the ones that are buying it? This is where I think people are going to agree or either disagree with me. So I'm just going to throw it out. Is AI art stealing other people's art? Already we're seeing articles of artists who are standing up to these websites because they do not want their style, the elements that they use, to be quote unquote borrowed for someone who is going to take all the credit and the website they use to make it. Most of the ones that I see online is Midjourney. Oh, look at this piece by Midjourney, by Midjourney, by Midjourney. But we never really know who Midjourney took to make that. And, if we want to fire back at artists, they will use the word reference. And that's something that artists do, right? There are many ways to make a reference. So are they saying that we're the breathing prototype of AI art? We take an existing art or an image and use the theme to make new art. For example, I made this drawing of acacia by studying the colors of the pictures that I took of a lake. Of course, studying and doing the work and identifying what elements to use, that is what art is. So where is the problem? Let's move to copyright first. If I use stock photos that require licenses that I must purchase, that's fair. Everyone gets paid. But if I use an open source image, they usually ask you to alter the image or not to use the models in a condescending way. Fair is fair, right? You take these free images, but as long as you don't make it look like the original, or you alter something. But the thing with these AI art websites is that they're making money by making the consumer pay for the rights of an image that was used from someone who had a set theme of that desired art. It's almost like, say you want to buy a PS5, but they're out of stock for some reason. Almost like someone purchased the entire warehouse, and the only way you can get the item is by going through a third seller because you really need that PS5 and you're willing to pay however much it costs to get it. Okay, maybe I'm going a little overboard by calling AR websites scalpers, but I don't think they thought twice before taking an artist's work. And because we post everything online, I don't think we as artists thought well enough about what the companies could do. And we shouldn't. We have a product to sell, our services, but these companies think it's open season to harvest and repackage. So I will close this video by asking this. What would happen if artists got the same rights as patent? Would these websites pay us for taking our work as a reference? I don't think they would dare pay us a penny. So with that said, DeviantArt, good luck, but I'm going to erase my images. I'm not going to opt out. And that was my cat. I'm going to keep my account because I love that you're being careful, but I also don't like that you're offering something that was once a place for artists of all types of mediums to share their work. Thank you for listening and safe travels.